about their social media posts, about their political contributions, why not just lie? Why not just say, yeah, I voted for Donald Trump? This way they can continue to be in a job where they're clearly needed and can serve as a bulwark against his worst impulses.
Yeah. So look, I mean, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? I mean, these folks are at a very important part of the government, so you want the best people, but also you can't put them in a position of lying, right? I mean, they also, many of them, if not all of them, have security clearances, so lying is like a big deal if they're lying in the course of their official duties. But the real thing is that, you know, I said it's one thing if it's an ambassador, you know, when you get into like the cabinet officials and the sub-cabinet officials, certainly presidents want people who view the world the same way they do or policies the same way. But even there, it would be unusual to ask them who they voted for. I mean, could you imagine Barack Obama or a Joe Biden, you know, picking up the phone and asking, you know, Pete Buttigieg, who'd you vote for? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, like it represents, even that would be extraordinary. But when you get down into the bowels of these professional staff, it is completely inappropriate. It is completely unacceptable. And you are putting them, to your question, in an impossible position, right? Do they say, look, I want to continue to do the work of the American people, so I'm going to say something that may not be true? Or am I going to try to please this tin pot dictator coming into office?
Well, not only would it be unusual, but if Barack Obama or Joe Biden did the same thing, think about what the right's reaction to that would be. Think about the nonstop coverage that would be if they, oh, I don't know, politicize the government, which just so happens to be an issue that they purport to care a hell of a lot about. And yet when it's happening in real time, but at the hands of a guy with an R next to his name, suddenly it's a complete non-story.
Yeah, and not just the right-wing media. I mean, one of the reasons, Brian, why I was so interested in, you know, all these many episodes again, you know, being part of this with you on your channel is because think about what the legacy media would do. You know, and so, you know, the legacy media, not just the right wing, would skewer a Barack Obama. They skewered Barack Obama over wearing a tan suit. They would
Right.
skewer a Joe Biden. I mean, think about what we have put up with for the last 4 years and how the legacy media has treated Joe Biden. And like I said, it's one of the reasons why I have wanted to be part of this effort with you, and we'll keep doing it through the next Trump administration, because there aren't a lot of places people can go to get good, accurate information. And I am proud to say that Democracy Watch is part of your channel. That is one of those places where people can get that information.
Well, I appreciate that. And I would also be remiss not to mention your outlet that you founded, Democracy Docket, which is the outlet that focuses on everything voting in elections. Again, a leader in so many of these issues that legacy media has dropped the ball on. So for folks who are watching right now, and if you're not yet subscribed, I'll put the link right here on the screen and also in the post description of this video. Do yourself a favor, subscribe, not just to get good information, but to support fearless journalism, which is what's happening there. Mark, I do want to drill in again to what that initial headline said about making social media posts that Donald Trump might view as incriminating. What does that little tidbit say about the ways in which Trump is seeking to weaponize the courts and chill speech that would be critical of him at the same time?
Look, Brian, he is going to take the oath of office and he is going to weaponize his power over the federal government every possible way. The fact that this is starting with the intelligence community should send a chill down everyone's spine. Because like I said, you know, the U.S. government, our foreign policy, the safety of Americans living domestically and abroad depend on good, accurate intelligence being collected, good, accurate intelligence being digested, and presidents getting that information shared with them and shared with our allies in order to keep Americans safe. But instead, he is already beginning a purge of these people. And he's putting the likes of Tulsi Gabbard, if it's up to him, in charge of these folks. And it will make America less safe. But what it says, to answer your question directly, is that if he'll do that in the most nonpartisan of areas, which is our intelligence agencies, just imagine what he's going to do when Kash Patel, if he's the head of the FBI, if Pam Bondi, if she's the head of the Department of Justice, where, as you say, he can weaponize, you know, the courts and indictments and investigations to go after his political opponents, both inside of government and outside. But even, you know, I know that you and your family and your friends have been, you know, dealing with the harrowing effects of of climate change and wildfires in California. And you wound up in an interview you had with Gavin Newsom getting in the middle of that to the good, by the way, causing good trouble, as John Lewis would say. But just imagine what he will do to politicize. He's already politicizing the wildfires. Imagine what he will do if he starts purging the weather service, if he starts purging the fire, the people who do fire response agencies, FEMA, which we know he did in his first term. But imagine how damaging that will be if we don't have the best people serving those who have been forced out of their homes because of forest fires or other natural disasters. We are in for a rough road over the next 4 years. This intelligence purging is really worrisome. These litmus tests are really worrisome. We're going to see more of it. It's going to pervade all of our lives. But what we can't do is we can't back down and can't back away from it. We can't do what so much of the legacy media is doing. We cannot normalize it. We have to keep fighting against it.
Well, all of which, again, underscores the need for fearless journalism, and that's what we're seeing at Democracy Docket. So, again, I'll put the link right here on the screen and also in the post description of this video. I'm Brian Taylor Cohen.
I'm Mark Elias.
This is Democracy Watch.